का रुख करेंगे। विदेश मंत्रालय की एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस चल रही है, सीधी तस्वीर आ रही है दिल्ली से।
Social media post by the US President Donald Trump, in which he had basically talked about a solution on Kashmir, talking about India and Pakistan. Your reaction to this? And secondly, sir, my other question is on India-Pakistan ceasefire or understanding. The conversation between which all countries led to this ceasefire. What was India's view on that, on mediation, and what did India convey to these countries?
Okay, Jessica.
Hi sir, this is Jessica Taneja for DD India. Now that both sides have agreed for stoppage of firing and military action, what will happen to the Indus Water Treaty? Because Pakistan has said that stopping of water will be considered as an act of war. What are your views on this?
कादम्बरी शर्मा, इंडिपेंडेंट जर्नलिस्ट। सर, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने एक बयान दिया है कि उन्होंने सीज फायर जो हुआ है वो उन्होंने ट्रेड का हवाला देकर कराया है। तो क्या प्रधानमंत्री मोदी और डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के बीच ट्रेड को लेकर कोई बात हुई है इस संदर्भ में?
सिद्धांत।
Hi sir, I'm Siddhant from CNN News 18. Sir, any reaction to a statement which came from Pakistan's Foreign Ministry on Prime Minister Modi's speech from frontline Adampur Air Base?
Okay, let me take these questions and then we'll come back for more. So Siddhant, regarding your question, as you are aware, we have a long-standing national position that any issues pertaining to the Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir have to be addressed by India and Pakistan bilaterally. That stated policy has not changed. As you are aware, the outstanding matter is the vacation of illegally occupied Indian territory by Pakistan. और people like Manish, आपके लिए मैं हिंदी में रूपांतर कर दे रहा हूँ। हमारा लंबे अरसे से यही राष्ट्रीय पक्ष रहा है कि भारतीय केंद्र शासित प्रदेश जम्मू और कश्मीर से संबंधित किसी भी मुद्दे को भारत और पाकिस्तान को द्विपक्षीय तरीके से ही हल करना है। इस रीति में कोई बदलाव नहीं हुआ है। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, लंबित मामला केवल पाकिस्तान द्वारा अवैध रूप से कब्जा किए गए भारतीय क्षेत्र को खाली करने का है। Siddhant, you had another question regarding ceasefire and what sort of role other countries played, etc. See, the specific date, time and wording of the understanding was worked out between the DGMOs of the two countries at their phone call on 10th May 2025, commencing at 15:35 hours. The Foreign Secretary had made a statement in this regard, as you would be aware. The request for this call was received by MEA from the Pakistani High Commission at 12:37 hours. The Pakistani side had initial difficulties connecting the hotline due to connecting to the Indian side due to technical difficulties. The timing was then decided based on the availability of the Indian DGMO at 15:35 hours. You will of course appreciate that early on 10th morning, we had mounted an extremely effective attack on key Pakistani Air Force bases. That was the reason they were now willing to stop firing and military action. Let me be clear, it was the force of Indian arms that compelled Pakistan to stop its firing. As regards conversations with other nations, the message from India was clear and consistent, and exactly the same message that we were conveying from public platforms was the one conveyed in private conversations. It was that India was responding to the 22nd April terrorist attack by targeting the terrorist infrastructure. However, if the Pakistani armed forces fire, Indian armed forces will fire back. If Pakistan stops, India will also stop. This was also the message that was conveyed to the Pakistani side at the time of the commencement of Operation Sindoor, which was not heeded to by the Pakistani side at that time. It is natural that many foreign leaders who heard this from us would have shared it with their Pakistani interlocutors. Jessica, you had a question on IWT. The other day you saw that after the CCS decision, this Indus Water Treaty has been put in abeyance. I would also like to take you back a little. The IWT, the Indus Water Treaty, was concluded in the spirit of goodwill and friendship as specified in the preamble of the treaty. However, Pakistan has held these principles in abeyance by its promotion of cross-border terrorism for several decades now. Now, as per CCS decision that I referred to of 23rd April, India will keep the treaty in abeyance until Pakistan credibly and irrevocably abjures its support for cross-border terrorism. Please also note that climate change, demographic shifts and technological changes have created new realities on ground as well. Kandarmi, you had a question regarding trade matters. From the time of Operation Sindoor commenced on 7th May till the understanding on cessation of firing and military action on 10th May, there were conversations between Indian and US leaders on the evolving military situation. The issue of trade did not come up in any of these discussions. Siddhant, you had a question on the latest statement issued by the Pakistan Foreign Office. We have seen the statement made by the Pakistani side that a nation which has nurtured terrorism on an industrial scale should think that it can escape the consequences is fooling itself. The terrorist infrastructure sites that India destroyed were responsible not only for the deaths of Indians, but of many other innocents around the world. There is now a new normal. The sooner Pakistan gets it, the better it is. Shall we take more questions? Aditya?
Mr. Jaiswal, I have two quick questions. One, that some of the Indian diplomats who have given interviews abroad have said that India has electronic intercepts and gathered intelligence linking to Pahalgam attackers to the handlers, and they have been planning more attacks. So have you given any kind of this evidence to the foreign attaches and diplomats that were briefed today, and in the context of ambassadors also that were briefed earlier? And yeah, that's about it.
Megha?
Good evening, sir. Megha from NewsAx. My question is that India, it's being reported, is going to be sending a team to the UNSC 1267 Sanctions Committee. The meeting is going to be held later in the week, and the purpose for it is to declare the TRF as a globally designated terrorist organization. If you could shed more light into this.
Okay. Rishabh?
Spokesperson, good evening. Rishabh from Times. Now, I have just two questions here. Pakistan Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar has given an interview to CNN, and where he has claimed success and suggested that India was keen to have the ceasefire. Your comments on that? Also, there are a lot of buzz on social media as well as in various international media about nuclear leakage in Pakistan. Can you shed some light on that as well?
Manas?
This is Manas from DTI. US President Donald Trump, again, he claimed yesterday that he stopped a nuclear conflict between India and Pakistan. And, he stopped escalation and saved millions of lives through, by reaching out to both capitals. He even said that in fact he pressured India and Pakistan to just come forward for the cessation of hostilities, saying that if you don't do, then I will stop trade with both the countries. So can you please clarify whether he just reached out to us and asked us to stop? You have been maintaining that in fact the resolution was arrived by two DCMOs, but have you just protested at US side for making these claims which we consider are baseless?
Okay, let me take these questions. First, Aditya, your question. We have had several rounds of briefings, and in these briefings, we have also shared with you the kind of linkage we see between the perpetrators of the attack of Pahalgam, in particular, the Resistance Front. Foreign Secretary in his statement also made very clear the kind of evidence that we see. And investigation is going on in this particular matter. You would have seen that TRF had taken responsibility, and then second day, twice they had taken responsibility, and thereafter, possibly at the behest of their handlers, they rolled it back. But TRF is one organization which is a front of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, and you would understand and perhaps be in the knowledge of it that we have been pursuing listing of TRF in the United Nations, by the United Nations Security Council, by the Sanctions Committee, UNSC 1267 Sanctions Committee. I'm not privy to what was shared 2 hours back, but for sure we'll update you on as to how the investigation progresses in this matter. Mega on UNSC 1267 Sanctions Committee. Yes, over the last 2 years or so, 23, 24, we have been sharing information with the United Nations Security Council, the monitoring team of the Sanctions Committee,